Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Good news, very good news. Finally, we hear about and from a Ukrainian, and that is the Kiev mayor who is Klitschko, and it's Vitali Klitschko. So he's alive, thank God. He is, in my assessment, Berlin's boy, as Zelensky is Washington, D.C.'s boy. They all have boys in the system over there, in a regime in Kiev, and they're just, promoting depending on who is, in charge. And U.S. is always in charge if it has an interest anywhere, and everybody else is just backing off. So what did Mr. Klitschko say? Because remember, he was gone for some time. He was gone. Why? Because the last time when he was in the media, being interviewed and saying something, was when that attack on Kiev occurred, the Russian missile attack. And, it was about, I can't remember, I think it was early May or something, when the supposed Patriot systems downed a Kinzhal, a hypersonic Russian missile, which then the Russia said, no, we actually blew up one of your Patriots. And no, you didn't. And then it was that video that appeared. I made a video on that one. And then the person who posted the video was arrested and charged and convicted. She is on probation. She's in house arrest for 5 years or 6 years. Why? Because she showed something that was not authorized by the liars in chief. So what happened then? If you remember, it was that little shelter in Kiev that the door did not open, and a woman, unfortunately, and a mother and 2 children were killed in that attack, according to those reports. And obviously, Zelensky attacked Klitschko, the mayor, like he held on the doors, don't come in, and he said, remember that someone is going to get knocked out, referring to Klitschko. And he said something like, I'm reiterating, we have enough enemies from outside, we don't need more from within, or something like this, referring to Klitschko. So Klitschko kept his mouth shut from what? May, April, okay, and then March, May, June, July, August, September, October, and now November. So half of a year he was afraid, because this guy could send the SBU, the secret police, arrest him and say he is a collaborator, and that's it. That's how they used to operate. They used to operate under the communists, the Soviets, in Romania, in other countries where the Romanians were not listening. They would have people in charge and they will take care of shit. So what happens here? Read history. We have this article. I have 2 articles. I'll start with the mild one. The mild one is from Kiev Independent. Klitschko says Ukraine is turning authoritarian as conflict with Zelensky persists. Well, conflict, why? Because it's a popularity contest over there and Zelensky wants to win. Kiev mayor Vitali Klitschko, a Ukrainian, has told Die Spiegel, German tabloid, that Ukraine is moving towards authoritarianism, seemingly making a veiled criticism of President Volodymyr Zelensky. Who else? At some point, I'm quoting, we will no longer be any different from Russia, where everything depends on the whim of one man. End quote. The former heavyweight boxing champion said in a December 1st interview. I know he's a guy of the Germans for many reasons, but anyway. Zelensky's spokesman said Nikiforov did not respond to a request for comment by the time of publication. Of course, they're gonna work from within. It says, but Klitschko believes the president's office sees mayors merely as an atavistic obstacle to the centralization of power. Despite being the mayor of Ukraine's capital, Klitschko said he hasn't talked to Zelensky since the full-scale invasion began. Well, it says here, Zelensky's administration has been none too pleased with Klitschko's handling of Kiev protection. They have a military in charge over there now. It's Klitschko. Since February 2022, their public comments repeatedly took the mayor to task for the poor conditions of the city's bomb shelters, it was one time, and prolonged blackouts. Klitschko and Zelensky have been at odds since the president's first year in office. The conflict has played out in repeated investigations and attempts to remove the mayor from the Kiev city state administration. By whom? By the dictator Zelensky. So that's one, and then we go to the other one. I hope this is the one. No, this is the one. We got him eventually. So this is the better article. Why? Because it comes from the Russians. The Russians will not hold back and will exaggerate probably. Russia Today, December 2nd, 2023. Zelensky has developed into authoritarianism, Kiev mayor says. Rather, all of Ukraine is becoming dependent on the mood, quote unquote, of a single person, Vitali Klitschko said. So here I think the game is like this. Klitschko got the protection of the Germans. Zelensky was told to take his claws off Klitschko. Klitschko was ordered, now you're free to go. It's your turn. You're going to be the next president. Possibly. Zelensky is going to be out. You'll see. Why? Because Klitschko and Zaluzny, mind you, Ukrainians, have a greater traction to their Ukrainian nation than the Zelensky Stein. Let's move back to this one. Ukraine's municipal authorities now remain the only independent force in the country, which has grown increasingly authoritarian amid the conflict with Russia. The mayor of Kiev, Vitali Klitschko, has said. Klitschko shared his assessment of the state of democracy, quote-unquote, in Ukraine in an interview with German daily Der Spiegel, published on Friday. The country's governing institutes have greatly deteriorated amid the hostilities, with local municipal authorities effectively remaining the only independent force standing, he asserted. And I'm quoting, Ukraine is on the path to authoritarianism. The mayor said, there is only one independent institution left, local authorities, and they are under enormous pressure. Of course, who has the secret police? Zelensky. During the conflict, the central government has been communicating poorly, if at all, with local authorities, the mayor of the Ukrainian capital claimed. In a year and a half since the beginning of the conflict with Russia, there has not been a single meeting or telephone conversation between the city of Kiev and Ukrainian President Zelensky, Ukrainian. Right? At some point, we will get to the situation where everything depends on the mood of a single person, end quote, Klitschko told Der Spiegel. So, my friends, says boxing star turned politician Klitschko was elevated to his position shortly after Ukraine's 2014 Maidan coup, remaining one of the few Poroshenko-era officials to retain his post under Zelensky. Germany, Deutschland, über in der Welt. Yeah, that's what it was. Now, over the past few months, relations between the capital's mayor and the central government have been marred by multiple public spots. In June, for instance, the national government reprimanded Klitschko over the state of the city's bomb shelters, plural, with the heads of the two districts and two acting district heads dismissed from the post over their failure to keep the facilities operational. Klitschko also became one of the first major Ukrainian public figures to admit the failure of his country's long-heralded counteroffensive against the Russian forces. In early November, the mayor said the troops were moving, quote-unquote, slowly and were unable to swiftly breach fortifications erected by Russia. The mayor's assessment drastically contrasted with the stance taken by the president at the time, who was insisting the counteroffensive was still going on and consistently denied any setbacks. Zelensky conceded its failure only this week, telling Associated Press that he now considers the fact that his country's troops are now retreating at the moment of satisfying result, end quote. My friends, we're going to have maybe Zaluzny and Klitschko are on the same page. I don't know Zaluzny on whose payroll is. I hope he is on the payroll of the Ukrainian nation. But it's definitely Zelensky. Klitschko is the German's guy. And as long as he works for but you you can't serve two masters. So I guess he should just serve the Ukrainian people. So yes, my friends, it's been obvious that Zelensky, you know what, a little bit strange, not strange, I have to confess to you that I didn't expect Zelensky to be such a, let's start differently. I thought Zelensky was really a clown. I don't think we all have that side inside of us of a mini dictator. We all have it. You can ignore it if you don't have it, and you're a pussy. That's for sure. That's why you have to have it somewhere, more or less. Remember when people say, well, what happened with Emil since he's got that job over there? He's kind of like arrogant and he thinks he knows it all and all that and his stuff. Or what happened to Emil since he's got, I don't know, so much money and so on? He changed. No, I didn't change. The circumstances allowed me to be myself. So things that are within us, in certain situations, circumstances, just get promoted in a pole position. Why? Because you don't have any constraints. Nobody can check you. You can smack whomever you want. So therefore you are by yourself. You do whatever you want. You don't have to look at anyone and ask for anybody's permission. But I didn't expect Zelensky, that midget, to say, you know, like, it was like what, 3 feet 5 inches or something, 1 meter tall or something. Anyway, I didn't expect that guy who all of a sudden started talking like when he was like all of a sudden he became a man since he started the war against Putin. Public relations stunt. I didn't expect him to really not listen to the orders, and it seems like he starts disobeying Al Capone's orders. And you know what happened with people who disobey Al Capone's orders? You know what happened? I will just give you a hint. Libya. But, that guy did not disobey, but I'm just showing you how some of them end up. So I'm not convinced that Zelensky is, if he's not going to want to leave on his own accord, he will be removed drastically, or, definitely. I hope he just receives justice. That's all. That's all I want. If he's not guilty of anything, that's fine. If he's guilty of something, he should pay for that. And Klitschko will not disappear. If Klitschko disappears, Zelensky and his secret police took care of him. I'm not, if he touches Klitschko, that means he's Zelensky. If Zelensky touches Klitschko, he's going to be dead meat. He's gone. He's out. He's out. The Americans will not tolerate that. Because the Americans, there's the club of the big dogs and the club of the clowns. Zelensky is from the clowns, and Klitschko is from the clowns club. The other ones, they have their own understanding. The clowns do not create problems for the big dogs. Or if Zelensky kills through his SBU, what's his name, Zaluzny, or I don't think it's going to happen whatsoever again. Or Klitschko, he's going to be dead meat. He's going to be done. His own bodyguards, his own mercenaries are going to hang him by his tail. I was about to say balls. He doesn't have any. All right. Thank you very much. They didn't drop. His testicles. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. I mean, the signs, we saw them already, didn't we? With the media, with the political parties, with the religious, with the minorities, all these things. It's there. The way he talks, the way he behaves, is really going to a point of no return. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. See you later.